Hello everyone, welcome to my live stream. My name is Denise Hutchins and I'm broadcasting to you from Studio Mikarts. Our charity of the month, it's a new month, is the Protego Foundation. I always choose them for December because December equals Christmas, equals magic, equals Harry Potter, which is basically the source of the Protego Foundation. So that's why I choose them for December. And we have a return of the fundraiser from last year. I like to redo the fundraisers instead of creating a new one, even if we reached our goal last time, which we did, because it's just confusing having multiple iterations of the same charity and this long list since I choose a different charity every month. So I have restarted the fundraiser from last year, raised the goal. Our goal last year was $10. We met that. So I've raised it up to $20. So there are a couple ways you can help me, help them, help the animals. You can obviously donate to the fundraiser here on Twitch that I've been talking about, but also you can just watch my stream and especially bring your friends because I'll be making a donation myself at the end of the month based on my unique viewers count. So that's a way you can help without donating any money. I just need your time. I just need you to join me for a little bit. It is Wednesday, and that means it's time for illustration. I did all those bonus streams last week and finished my Cozy Christmas Coodlers, so I'm going to be going back to the Maginaturalist sketchbook piece that I started before that. I got one session of work on, and I'm going to finish that today. Maybe. We'll see. I definitely want to finish, but may not actually finish it. So these are the sketches that I did last time. And here is the final sketch that I was working on. Let me pull my camera down. Oh yeah, I wanted to mention that every streaming day, I'm going to pull my sleeves down. Every streaming day, I'm going to do my best to remember to wear my Protego Foundation hoodie. You can't tell just from the sleeves necessarily that this is a Protego Foundation hoodie, but this light blue, this is the only hoodie I have of this, so rest assured that it's got the big Protego Foundation logo emblazoned in white on the front. So I'm going to wear that to be matching my fundraiser. Yay! Charity of the month. Okay. So I need my blue sketching pencil. I also want to get back out the Bern Hogarth Dynamic Anatomy book that I was using for inspiration. I could not find a reference photo of a human being swimming from, well, particularly a man, because this god is male. I could not find one. So let me fix my camera a little bit. It's a bit off. Let's see. What is it? Down a little bit? Oh, it's a little bit too far down. I like it to be straight so that you don't get distracted by it being oblong or whatever. There, that's better. And now we bring it back down. It's focusing on the sketch. Oh, and we'll bring this little camera in closer too on the sides. Okay. Blast it. It was nice and centered and now it's not. There. There we go. Oh, what is casting a shadow? Oh, it's that thing that happens. The camera itself is casting a shadow. I wish it wouldn't do that. I'm not sure how to avoid that. Okay, I'm putting the lamps here for now. They're closer to my head, but that way the light is coming in from this direction instead of straight down onto the camera and casting shadow. Now it's super nice and bright. Yay! Okay, we've got this little one off to the side. Oh, and that book that I'm using, Bern Hogarth Dynamic Anatomy, revised and expanded version, And I can't remember what page I was looking at, but I think it was the back. I was focusing on the back. Here's a good one. This is a pretty good sketch to use as a reference. That's the front of the body. I'm just making sure that I didn't miss anything even better. I think that's one of the best sketches of the back, though. Oh, there's these. Let's do these. I think this is what I was using, actually. Now that I'm looking at it specifically, I remember looking at this image a lot, so that's the one we're going to use. I'll set this over here. Maybe I won't. I've got to organize my space. Okay, hold on. I'm going to put it up top. And I will move the camera down lower. Maybe, hopefully you can see this. Ah, can't see it. What am I going to do? Okay, I can still do this. I've got my keyboard up at the very top of here. Hopefully I don't push it out of the slot that it's in. And I'll put my reference book there. And, haha, we can have this sketch still on the camera. Here, I'll point this at the reference book. That'll be interesting. Ooh, this is as far as it comes, though. Okay. Well, I'm gonna have to turn it anyway. Blast it. Well, I'll do my best to keep it on camera. Okay. Now I gotta remind myself what I was even doing. I don't remember. Oh, right, this was the brainstorm. I was like, why am I on the next page? I forgot. I brainstormed for my Christmas image. Alright, so what was the idea that I was doing? This one. Ooh, and I was gonna have like fishies swimming in his beard because it says, okay, let's all refresh the notes that I've taken here. Maginaturalist Sketchbook, Ea. One of three creator gods, Babylonian, Mesopotamian. Creator of mankind, ruler of the sea. And I am combining these ideas. 1, human male with flowing beard in which fish swim. 2, later versions of the tale has him as a half human, half fish. It's basically a merman. And then 3, another alternate version of him in later tales is just being a gigantic fish. So, that's what I'm doing. Okay. So I'm trying to make him a huge merman with some fishy swimming in his awesome beard. I don't know why my camera got so dark. It just has automatic brightness and stuff. Everything on this main camera is automatic, which is sometimes good and sometimes troublesome. I'm thinking about what I want to do next, because so this hand here was giving me a bunch of trouble. So I'm wondering if I might do one of those classic things, which is hide it. We can just hide the hand with something else, like a fish, so that I'm not wasting a bunch of time trying to perfect a fish when the point, or perfect a hand when the point is to tell this whole story. Plus, there might be fish swimming around. They're supposed to be swimming in his beard. I'm just working his muscles a little bit more. elbow. I see. I'm looking at my own hand. This hand looks really stiff, and it makes sense because it is in a very stiff position. I'm going to redo this hand at least. So even if I cover this hand up with a fish just to make things easier, I'm going to redraw this one. Also, I've noticed that this forearm is a bit short. So let's rework it. Real quick, I'm going to get up and get my water bottle because I'm suddenly thirsty. Some nice sips, fresh water. Okay. Oh, there's still a little eraser bit right there. Okay, now, let's try this again. Let's make the arm longer. And then we've got, so we can see this arm for an idea of how things bend, but also my own arm, like the wrist bone sticks out on this side. They don't really have one that sticks out on this side. So if I've flipped it back, that's also something that needs to be changed. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Okay, I'm figuring things out. Right now I have this elbow going straight back. The problem with that is that it doesn't match with the hand as I had drawn it. If I put my arm back, in order to have the elbow point straight back like this, I have to turn the hand like this. So, well, I mean, it's like this, but then I put it back behind me and did this position. Here I had the thumb sticking out, but I need to have the thumb sticking inwards in order to have the elbow like that. So maybe that's part of the reason why that wasn't working either. Okay, and if that's the case, yes, the big knuckle on the wrist bone sticks out on this side, and that's the pinky side. And then we should have the hand face up here. So this is the wedge that represents the main part of the hand. And then I had the fingers all perfectly straight like this, but that's not. We've got him in a sort of relaxed pose, flowing. And if you're relaxed and flowing, your hand is more like this. Oh, hold on. I just heard Chappie cry. She didn't come in. Come on. Come on, Chappie. Come on. Come on in. Aoife, are you coming back or do you want to stay out? Well, you can open this door yourself, so you can decide. Chappie doesn't open the door on her own, so she just sits outside and cries. Yep, Aoife came in, she pushed it open. There you go. There you go. Everybody figure out where you want to be. Yeah, go ahead and lay down. There. Chappie's laying down. Maybe. Aoife's figuring it out too. I've got dog beds on both sides of me under different desks. Okay, I'm already feeling better about this. So I just want to have the hand look like this, with the big bend here in these last two fingers and a medium bend in these ones, and even the thumb is a little more relaxed. And the thumb has 1, 2, 3 pieces. So 1, 2, 3. We're going up. We've got this big round part here. So that's like right here. Oh, Sarah, hello! Haven't seen you in forever on Twitch. How are you? Thank you for joining me today. Oh, I messed up my words. Today. Yay! So glad to see you. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying living in your new house. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Not only for subscribing for 14 months, dang, but also you said I'm the only one you're still sub to. Thank you so much. That's really special. Thank you. I don't remember if I did it. If 14 months, well, I'll let you know. So I have been offering anyone who has the first badge here on Twitch, which means you're a founder. I don't think I offered it to you. I have been offering everyone at every 12 months a chibi caricature. So if there's anything you'd like me to do, let me know, because you've definitely exceeded 12 months and I don't remember doing one for you. Aw, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it, because I always call myself a micro streamer because it's a very tiny audience here. So every single one of you on an individual level means so much to me, so I appreciate it very much. Yay! I'm so glad that you could join me in chat too. Yeah, the life chaos. I totally understand about that. It's not even the same stuff happening over here, but ever since all that crazy stuff that happened in my household in the summer, I haven't been able to recover. So like, I totally understand the feeling of life is so different, I guess. And it's weird because for me, everything has calmed down, but getting back to what feels like normal is a completely different thing. It also doesn't help the holidays are always crazy anyway. Okay, here's my attempt at the slightly more relaxed hand, like this. I think it already looks way better. And let's see, how does the thumb sit in relation? The thumb is about this point on the index finger. It ends there, so we'll put that there. We've got the 1, 2, and 3 parts. Maybe the pad of the thumb is a little too low now, so we'll raise that up. Hands are hard, man, you're telling me. I already decided a little bit ago that I'm going to give up on this hand. I was already going to have lots of fish swimming with Ea here. The Mesopotamian sea god Ea says that fish swim in his beard because he's a sea god. So I'm like, I'm just going to have a fish here. But I'm going to do that classic thing when you don't want to deal with hands. Just cover it up. But I'm not going to do that with both hands, so I'm doing my best here. I think this thumb is still too far down. It's like a monster hand, which is fine because he's a merman, so it doesn't have to be perfect human anatomy, but because maybe he would have bigger hands since they could be used as paddles. But I don't want to just make up something as an excuse for me not being able to draw the hand the way I want. So I'm going to keep trying. Hide them. Hide them. Yep. I still have my sketchbooks where I first started really getting into drawing, and all the characters' hands are just behind their backs. That's how I drew it. They're all behind the backs. Like, oh, it's just that my character's really cute and puts their hands behind their back. And everybody does it. And it's so amusing. Not that I'm laughing at them, I'm just remembering myself when I see other people doing that too and they're new to drawing. And I know what you're doing because I did it too. Okay. I think that's pretty good. Dang, this hand looks way better. Having, what, 2 weeks? 3 weeks off in between last time I worked on this makes a huge difference. Yeah, maybe mermen don't even have thumbs. It's just a big paddle like a duck. The duck feet. But I think this is good. I'm glad I figured out. I realized that I was not drawing the hand in the correct position based on how I drew the elbow. Now the only thing is I want to make his arm a little bulkier. So let's make it more meaty. Let's give him a more meaty hand. Ah, I see. We can't really see, when it's flipped over this way, you can't really see that wrist bone. So I'm going to take that away. Oh, my mini camera isn't really looking at my reference material good. There, changed it. Bulky arms. We're giving him some bulky arms. He needs to have strong... He created mankind, after all, according to the Mesopotamians and Babylonians, so he needs a little bit more muscle, I think. That's a monumental task. Alright, I need a bigger eraser. I'm just trying to erase the lines that I had created before so that I don't forget which lines I'm wanting to keep. Now that I have increased his muscle mass. Ah, if only increasing your muscle mass was so easy as drawing bigger muscles. That would be wonderful. Well, I'm pretty pleased with myself. Personally, I have, compared to this time last year, my weight hasn't changed, but my body fat percentage has. And so that means that I have a larger percentage of muscle mass. I know because I work out all the time, so... I'm not just saying that like, oh, it must be muscle mass. Because it could be other stuff. It could be bone or organs, but I'm sure it's muscle mass. I've been doing a lot, especially in the past couple months. I've been doing a lot of strength training. But it's not so easy as drawing it. Aya, you're so lucky. You just instantly... have a different physique. Okay. Well, that looks pretty good for that side. Now I think I had a... I can't remember what I searched for... Oh, and I've searched so many things in the past... Can't even explain what I'm thinking. I'm trying to find that ancient shark that I was using. Oh, right, but I wasn't going to use it because... What did I decide to use? I didn't want to use that ancient shark because that's just an artist's rendition. I think. Wow, it'll be so weird for anyone watching the live streams back-to-back of part 1 and part 2 of this because I don't remember what I decided to do in part 1 for the shark. I wanted it to be a shark, though. No, not shark vacuums. Shark animal. Megalodon. Whale shark. Oh, wait. Wait, I think that I saved an image. I think I saved an image. Now I'm remembering. Where would it be? Downloads? is it? Pictures. Oh, yeah, I did decide on whale shark. Hooray! I had saved this picture from Google. Hooray! Now I just need to flip my phone screen rotation so that I can see it bigger. Alright. Oh, it's not quite all the way in frame. There. Now I have it completely filling up my phone, and so I will set my phone back on the charging stand, which is to my left. And then I can look at that for reference. So what I wanted to see was the fins. And it looks like there's a couple dorsal fins, and they start... So say his arms are the equivalent of the pectoral fins. I think that's what they're called. The fins that come out to the side. I want to look it up, but if I do, I'll ruin my reference image on my phone, so I'm not going to look it up. Anyway, the fins that come out to the side, if we say they're about the point where his shoulders come out from his body, that would mean that these dorsal fins are way down here, at least from what I'm seeing, this top-down view of a whale shark. So about here and here. So let's add those in. And I can't really tell what they look like, so I'm just gonna use what I'm seeing and hope that what I'm seeing is the whale shark from directly top down. But in his case, we're seeing it a little bit from an angle, not directly top down. So here's his neck. His spine starts here, and then his spine comes back along here and goes across its tail, and maybe it curves here and turns. So this one may even be sticking out this way. We'll just do that, and then we'll have this one sticking out this way. Yeah, well, that's how we'll do it. And let's erase the spine guideline so that I'm not distracted by it when I'm inking. I'm picking up all the eraser bits. I love these Japanese brand erasers. They always stick to themselves, so you can just get it all into one little bundle and pick it up and throw it in the trash instead of sweeping it on the floor, which is what I learned in school. Just sweep it on the floor, and then the floor is just like filthy. I can't stand that. I want to be in a clean environment, so I go through that extra effort to place them nicely. Place them nicely in the trash can instead of just throw them in the trash. I mean, so instead of just throw them on the floor. For some reason, the US manufacturer and some European ones too of these plastic erasers do not stick to themselves, and so you have no choice. I try to sweep it into the trash can, but it's such a big area that inevitably some don't make it in. Okay. So this is looking pretty good. Got his neck here. And he's turning his head, so I think that would, yeah, I feel it. It flattens out this trapezius muscle a little bit. Of course, this doesn't have to be perfect. I always say it, because this project is meant to be a sketchbook telling the story of the adventures of a Maginaturalist. It's a naturalist going around looking for magical creatures and sketching as she sees them. So she doesn't have the time or luxury to perfect it. She's got to capture it in the moment. But being that I'm actually an illustrator drawing these, I want them to be recognizable and easy for the viewer to understand too. Because sometimes when you're doing an actual sketchbook, you come back to it later and even you don't know what you were drawing and you're like, I don't know what this was supposed to be. So I don't want it to be like that kind of sketchbook. Okay. Just messing around with the muscles a little bit more here. All right. So he has a long flowing beard. Surely he has long flowing hair too. So let's start adding some beautiful long flowing sea locks. But what I've done, I don't know if that makes sense, because if they will, okay, I've got to think about this. They'll be flowing with the water. So I've got to think about what direction is he going? Where is the water flowing around him? That first line I just drew, my mind was like, let's not cover up the body that we worked so hard to draw. But that's not the point of this. The point of this is to create the scene of him being underwater with other fishies flowing around him. So I've got to think about this. I mean, we could just have some of his locks covering up his hand, actually. It doesn't even have to be a fish. His head is turned. And also part of it was, I was thinking, oh, his head is turned, so the hair would be going in the opposite direction because it grows out this way, so I was like, it would flow out this way. That's not necessarily true. He's going like this, so the movement direction is in this direction to the top left corner right now as I have the drawing orientated. So that would probably mean the hair is flowing more like this. Because it won't, the motion here and his body propelling himself, moving, whatever he's doing here, hasn't reached the hair yet. The hair is affected by where the head is going. So with that held in my imagination, let's and I was already imagining his hair sort of like seaweed, because fish love to live in seaweed. They're protected from larger predators. So maybe that's what his beard and hair where the fish live. Maybe that's what it looks like. It looks like seaweed. So part of the reason why I'm doing these big chunks. That's slightly bigger. Let's get a medium-sized eraser. I love having a huge variety of eraser sizes. It's just as useful as having a huge variety of pen sizes. So yes, I'm erasing all this stuff that I just perfected. It's covered up by the hair now. Alright, one seaweed hair strand done. It really helps me to erase helps me see the whole image. Let's have them connect here. Just erase that line that was dividing them. Oh, his whole shoulder gone. Gone. Sorry about the camera shaking. Did a little demonstration in a recent stream showing how versatile this camera is, but that also means that it's really sensitive to the desk and stuff moving, so it wobbles around when I'm erasing. Good thing it's almost 15 minutes to break, because my stomach has been grumbling. Admittedly, I didn't have lunch. I had a really late breakfast though, and I didn't start feeling hungry until after I started streaming. But now my stomach's like, come on, I'm hungry, man. Put something in me. I've got some apples to eat. I think I'll just make a green juice shake. It'll be really fast, because every time I make a fruit snack during my 5-minute break, the 5-minute break turns into a 10-15 minute break. So I've learned my lesson. I can't have a fruit snack. So we have a bunch of apples. We have Granny Smith and Fuji apples, a bunch of each. And we got some peanut butter. I got peanut butter, but that'll have to wait until after the stream. I'll just make a juice shake with my, what is it called? Well, I have 100% juice, and it's like a mix of 3 different fruits, and then I have, it's called greens powder. And so it's just powdered a bunch of different greens, so you're getting tons and tons of nutrients, and I just put that in there and shake it up. Oh, and put chia seeds in it, too, because they're full of nutrition, and also they make it like a little natural boba tea, because they absorb the water and get kind of, they turn into little tiny bobas almost. Yeah, skipping meals will give you the grumbles. Yep, my timing just wasn't on. I mean, I was happy because I got a bunch of stuff done that I'd been putting off for weeks. And so I was in the zone. I was like, yeah, this one checked off and this one checked off. So I was super happy about that. But it also meant I didn't give myself enough time to eat. Plus, since I wasn't actually hungry, I had no reminder to try to get something in. So that's why now my stomach's like, what are you doing? Stop what you're doing and go get some food. That's what the stomach says, translating from my stomach. Maybe I'll drink a little bit more water though, so it can feel full. Super happy. This is looking really cool. So we've got his fin here. Now that there's well, gosh, what would we call it? It's not a hair like a strand of hair. It's a chunk of hair. A streamer. Now that we've got a streamer of hair, it's a little too close to that fin edge, so I'm going to bring that fin edge up. Whee! Actually, I'm going to move this line a little to the side. It's lining up too nicely with this line, which is flattening the fin. I want the fin to look a little more three-dimensional. Okay, get in there. Get in there. Yeah. Okay, that's good. Man, I'm really liking this. I'm really liking this. So let's have some hair coming under his body. So it's not entirely coming down his back. I keep wanting to swipe this off, but it's just it's like an inclusion in the paper. It's not a bit of something. You can't even really see it, but it's right here. Okay. And then, so let's add his beard. Since he's looking this way, we'll have it coming out here, I think. We'll make it a smaller waviness to help enforce the idea that it's a different kind of facial hair, or different kind of hair, because the facial hair tends to be a little thicker and coarser. So why not have it be slightly different looking if it's seaweed hair too? I love this. It's really reinforcing the movement of the body too. So this is like a sideburn here. We'll have his hair growing up and back this way. There. And we just need to show the brow bone. Just give a little indication of a face, since otherwise all we have is this ear. There. Ooh. The overall look is great. Now I just gotta pick some fishies and add them. So right now he's just sort of floating in the abyss. So let's bring some life to the scene by adding the fishies that love him so much and just live with him because he's the creator of their home, the sea. I think I gotta look up where was ancient Mesopotamia. I know it was somewhere in the Middle East. The Fertile Crescent comes to mind. I think that might have something to do with it. I learned a lot about it in art history and then forgot everything. So, I don't remember it all. So this is a great opportunity. I'm gonna have to move my whale shark reference, although I'm done with it for now anyway, so that's alright. Now let's look up Mesopotamia. Let's see, Wikipedia. I love the Wikipedia. Let's see what it has to say. It's just full of information. Okay. West Asia. Yeah. Yay, my memory did not fail me. Have a look at this. Wait, so Mesopotamia is a historical region of West Asia situated within the Tigris-Euphrates river system. in the northern part of the Fertile Crescent. Hooray! I remembered. Oh, Mesopotamia is known as present-day Iraq. Okay. So, let's look at Iraq and see if I can find... I'm just clicking on the Wikipedia entry. I'm gonna see if it has any... Oh, it doesn't seem to have a section for animals. So I'm gonna go back to search and search for Iraq sea fish. Oh, I spelled it wrong. Oh, there we go. Survey of the marine fishes in Iraq. Let's see if it has any pictures, because that's the most important part. Oh, I think this is just a study. Oh, my voice is going away. Why? Let me drink some more water. Voice, hang in there. I haven't talked all day. Well, maybe that's the problem. Oh, there's a PDF. Let me click on the PDF. Let's see. Text. I need some. Oh, there's a lot of them. Oh, hooray! Hooray! Sadly, a bunch of these are dead, but they have a nice long list of the fishes in pictures. I'll show you those. I can't make it any bigger, but it's got all kinds of rays, some sharks, these kind of fish, and these ones, and these ones. I wish I could make it bigger, though. Why can't I zoom in? Well, I'll do my phone landscape mode again. Oh, if it'll let me. Come on. There we go. Maybe that makes them bigger. So I just need some visual examples. I don't need to... Oh, this one's so cute. Wow. Wow. They're still kind of small. It's hard to see. Well, I'm going to turn the brightness up all the way on my phone, so that should help, even though I can't make the images any bigger. Okay, first I'll draw this real cute one. It's like a shark. I'm really using my imagination here because these images are almost all from the side. The rays are from the top, so that's actually great. But this really cute one with a really long tail is... I'm gonna have to just use my imagination. So here we go. Try my best. Draw this cute shark. They usually have kind of flat noses, so I'm gonna just give it that. Always impressed when people can remember things. Me too. When I can remember something, I'm like, yeah, I mean, you heard me. But especially from those art history classes, I tell the story a lot, but the thing I remember the most from those classes is sleeping through the classes. So I'm always amazed when I remember something. Sharks are so cute. Aren't they so cute? I love them. I mean, I love all animals, but they are so cute. This is some sort of shark. It's got a really long tail. I think I gave it a longer tail than it actually has, but you know what? That's artistic license. It's going to have this nice long tail because it looks so cute. And I don't think we can see its eyes, actually. They're on the side of the face. It has a underside fin. I'm going to show it as if it's visible. I don't know if it would be visible, but let's make it visible just so this is clearly a fish, if not clearly a shark. It's got this one on the back and another one on the back a lot farther down the tail. And then the tail almost seems to be this wavy, frilly kind of tail, but it's cut off anyway, so we'll just leave this one here like this. And we'll do a little bit of cleanup erasing right here. Otherwise, I think most of these lines are good. And like I said, the eyes are on the side of the face, so I don't think they'd really be visible. But Aya's face isn't visible either, so kind of fits with the scene. Okay. One down, let's do some more. I'm not going to draw every single one. There's so many. Let's do a ray. There's a lot of them, so I'm just going to pick one. I also need one here to help disguise the hand. So actually, even though the ray won't be as visible, I think I'm going to use the ray for that because it's nice and wide and it will cover it up. So I'm going to put the ray right in here. Try to show us, at least show the back part with the little ray tail coming out. And there's a couple little fins, so cute, little fins right next to the tail. And the picture's so small, but I think you can see the tail coming up the body a little bit with rays. Okay, and then the rest of the body comes out. So we wouldn't really see anything there. That's covered up there. Ah, here we need to erase this line now because this is meant to be beard. The beard would be in front of the arm. And if the ray is on top, well, let's say the beard is underneath the arm. The ray is meant to be on top, sort of snuggling in between his arm and his body. That would mean that that beard wouldn't be visible there either. So let's put top edge of the ray like right here. And then the other edge is coming out right here. So we can't really see that this is a ray necessarily, but it's doing the job I wanted, which was making it so I didn't have to deal with that hand so that I could get this done faster. So let's see if the middle comes here. This line is bothering me. This one is coming down really at a sharp angle. So this one, oh, maybe that was right. Okay, just leave it. Just leave it, don't mess with it too much. Okay, that's good. Now, I think actually we might be able to see a little eye here. So we'll put the little eye here, and it has some, I'm looking so close at my phone, it's so tiny, but I'm seeing two dark, so I think one is eye and one is like a gill. I think that's what I'm seeing, an eye and a gill, and they're right next to each other. So we've got that visible right there. Although that's way bigger than it should be for this rail. Whatever, we'll leave it. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be perfect. Don't let perfectionism keep you from moving forward. So we've got like an angelfish type of fish. Let's put it over here, because it's specifically supposed to be swimming in the beard. Of course, it's hard to depict the angelfish fish. because we're looking at it from above. But I'll do my best. And looks like maybe it has some little tiny fins on the side, like this. There. That's probably good enough. Yay. That's probably good enough. Oh, here's one depicted from the top in this list of photos. So let's definitely use this one. Let's have this fellow coming out this way. This is a big, sort of spade-shaped head. And the body gets thinner underneath. Well, not underneath, as you go back. And there's fins coming right out. And I'm going to draw one fin moving backward, like maybe the fish is working the fins to change direction or propel themselves. It looks like I might be seeing some eyes on the top. Let's just go ahead and depict that. Whether I am seeing it or not, it's nice for the image to have something recognizable. Oh, what an interesting fish this is. Okay. The nose was a little stunted. Bring it out farther. There we go. And the tail still be a little bit visible right here. So there's a space in between these two pieces of beard. Okay, moving down. More fishies. Let's add one here. This one has a teeny tiny tail fin. For how big otherwise the body seems to be. Very delicate. Seems to have a fairly pointy nose. The eyes are on the side, just like this one. Let's see. I think I'm seeing a pectoral fin or a side fin. I don't know if that's actual pectoral. It seems to be pretty long. It's also very elegant, like the tail. Small and elegant. Have those sticking out. Got a couple fins on the top, but they seem to be really transparent, so I'll try to use a light hand with depicting them. Okay, that's pretty good. How many more fish do I have to choose from? Okay. Here's some more. It's actually really hard to try to depict them all as different fish when I'm just having to use my imagination to see most of them from top down. I'm gonna do this one, looks like kind of rounder. Who knows if it actually is rounder, but Trying to get some different shapes in here to show that there's lots of different fishes. The creator of the entire sea would surely be surrounded by a huge variety of fish. Fishy fishies. This one's actually pretty cute. It has like a yellow tail, but the head is red, so it looks like a punk rock fish. The dorsal fin is also this bright yellow color. Punk rocker fish. I think I drew it a little too short. Let's extend this tail. Oh, well, I'll finish this fish and then it's way past break time. There. That's good enough. Well, actually, this dorsal fin seems to come all the way down to the tail, so I have a few more lines to show that. Okay, there. That's good enough. Now we're past break time, so let's take a nice 5-minute break. Stretch, get up, walk around, look at something off in the distance, drink some water. I am going to put my be right back sign on, and I'll be back in 5 minutes. Hello everyone, welcome back. I hope you had a great break. I did exactly what I said and made my yum juicy green shake. My tummy is happy now. It's so tasty too. Just a mixed fruit juice, that greens powder. And the chias make it fun, plus it's just, they're so full of nutrition, it's unbelievable. Okay, back to drawing fishies. Fishy, 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 fishy. Oh, this is a funny looking fish. Let's try to add this one. It's so silly looking. I've got to try to not remember, imagine what it looks like from the top, but this will be fun to try. It's very unique. It's very unique. Oh, you know what I just realized? This should be on top of this. I thought this was part of his hair from the top of his head. Actually, that's a beard one. That's why it's so good to take breaks, because I wasn't noticing that before. Took a break, I noticed it instantly. Yay. This angle is still bothering me here. Maybe it's this inner angle that needs to change, not the outer angle. So the nose should be about here. So let's make the angles match. Ah, that's better. That's better. Okay. Where am I going to put this funny looking fish? It's kind of a scaredy one, it looks like. It's small. It's a little small fishy. Maybe we'll have coming out. Just right here. Peeking out. It's very cute. Have you got fins on them? Surely you do. It's really hard to tell. Let's just draw a little fin right here. Boop. Hopefully that looks like a fish right there. Okay, we can have some more fish here. There's a lot more spaces. I don't imagine any of them swimming ahead of him, because they're swimming with him to be protected by him. Oh, here's a nice long fish. Looks like a long, thin fish. Let's put this one right here. Seems to have a very like a needle-like nose, very thin. And you know what? I'm gonna look it up. It's bothering me. The names of the fins. Oh, everything on my phone is messed up because it's in landscape mode. Okay, I fixed it. Names of fish fins. There we go. Oh, good. Oh, good. Hooray. I was calling them correct. Pectoral fins. Those are the ones that come out of the side. Dorsal is on the back. I was getting that right. Tail fin is on the back at the very end. Of course, that one's easy. There's another name for that. That's caudal fin. Caudal. C-A-U-D-A-L. Then the fin toward where you would expect is called the anal fin. And then those ones on the front that are near the pectoral fin, but they're on the bottom of the fish, is called the ventral or pelvic fins. A ventral fin, I remember hearing that song. Ventral fin. Okay, back to the thing I was looking at. And let's get the phone back in landscape mode so that it's as big as possible. Put it back on the phone stand. The chargy phone stand. So, what I wanted to say was the pectoral fins are fairly long on this fish. It's another one where the eyes seem to mostly be on the side of the head. I don't know if they would be very visible. It's also one that has a fairly distinct demarcation between the head and then the rest of the body, like there's a line there. So I'm depicting that. Not all of these fish seem to have that. But the dorsal fin for this one starts way back. Like way back here. Okay, that's all we'll show of this fish. I wonder if that's good enough, because we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fish. We don't necessarily need to fill the scene with fish. But I don't want it to look empty. So what I'm imagining, I think what I was imagining, was having the negative space just basically filling it in black, thinking that we're looking at sort of the deep sea, so it's not well lit because the sun isn't reaching that far down, and the sea goes so far down that the light can't reach, and so it's black. And I was just going to fill that in with ink. So when that happens, I don't want there to be so few fish that it doesn't look like the entourage of a sea god. So maybe I will add a little bit more here, and then that could add to this feeling of growing, this tapering feeling. It comes to a point here in this corner, but it's growing outwards. So maybe we'll just fill in with a little bit more fish here. There is a whole nother page of fish. Oh, here's a funny one. Let me show you this. I think this is a top-down one. Maybe this is like a halibut or something. It's one of those ones where their face grows to the side. So it's actually the side of their body, but they have their eyes only on one side of the body. Like a halibut or a dab. Let's do that one. I think it can be a kind of amusing inclusion. Of course, they're not meant to be funny. They're just living their lives, but I think that they're funny. They have their eyes on one side of their head. The other side is there's no eyes there. Okay, and the dorsal fin is very short and spiky. And there doesn't seem to be very many distinctive features on this person's body. Of course, I can't really see very well. There seems to be some sort of line right here. I don't know if it's the mouth or what, but I'll just draw the line. I'm not worried about what it is. I'm seeing a line, so I'm going to draw it. Okay, sweet, we got another fish in there. Hooray! Oh, here's another funny one. This one is small. It's relatively small. We'll put this funny one here. Again, sorry, fishy. I'm not trying to make fun of you, but I've never seen anything like you before, so that's why I'm calling you funny. What are pectoral fins like on you? I can't tell. Just draw some, so I can't tell what they look like from the reference. It has like a horn coming off of the top. It's pretty cool. It's like a unicorn fish. Okay. Okay, let's call it good. And that means I need my ink. It's time to ink it. Hooray! I think I actually want to use ink out of a jar for filling in those areas I was talking about. I don't know if I want to do that first or ink the rest of the piece first and then ink in around it. I guess ink the piece first because sometimes that ink gets pretty thick when you're laying it on and you can get it on the side of your hand, you know? So let's avoid that. Let's do the thinner pen style inking first. Allow me to put away this book before I do anything else, since I'm done with it. If I can get it in here. I've got so much stuff I cannot get it in here. My studio is still a mess. I have reduced the amount of piles of stuff, but it's still like this. I cannot put it away because there's boxes in front. Alright. Well, I was going to get my ink out, but I realized that we have only a little bit more than half an hour left, so I might not be able to get to that point, so I won't bother getting out my jar of ink yet. Let's do the Sakura Pigma inking work first, and then if there's time we'll get the ink pot out. Yeah, ink time! Yay! So fun! I love inking. Of course, it makes sense. Almost every single piece I do has ink in it, whether I color it with watercolor, marker, or digital. The base is ink. That's my fave. I love it. I'm not going to put this away because I might not be done with it, but I am going to just get it out of the way. Because I might want the erasers later in case any of these lines are a little too much. But for now, I've got my nice Sakura Pigma set, and I have those pens that I discovered while I was doing the Cozy Christmas Koodlers. So I have the new sizes of 003 and 10 and 12 in here. So I have a huge variety of sizes to choose from for this. I'm actually going to lift this up a little bit since I've been working on it this way. I was imagining it being... Oh, it doesn't want to focus. Hello, camera. Hello, camera. Focus, please. Please focus. Thank you. It struggles so much with this blue. It has such a hard time. It's like, I can't see anything. So I was imagining this being the official orientation of the piece. But I have been working on it this way, and this looks pretty good. But this is one of those cool ones where you could probably look at it in any direction. So are they swimming down, or are they swimming to the left, they're swimming up, or whatever. But actually, I think I shall ink it in this direction, because this way I can draw the lines. So many of the lines are going in this direction. So this makes it really easy for me to pull the pen in the direction I want and get that nice smooth line. But what size of pen? Oh, wait. I'm changing my mind. I forgot. With the Maginaturalist sketchbook, I'm not using these. I am using a very specific set of items, and I totally forgot. I'm glad that I didn't forget and start inking it. Haha, it was right of me to get into my storage closet. Oh, wow. I almost forgot. So I'm pretty sure, 99% sure, I've been using my favorite Sumi Ink 60. And this interesting pen that I got in a Mito in a box, blind box, from Kinokuniya, where it's a dip pen, but the nib is styled, shaped like a fountain pen. And as you can see, it has an M, and that means medium, so it's a medium width tip. And I've been using this. So the idea is, this is the Maginaturalist sketchbook, so she is in the field all the time, and so she doesn't have that much room to be carrying stuff all around the world. So she just has one ink thing and one drawing tool. So every single one of these so far in this series has been done, the final inking, just with these two tools. Oh, I'm so glad I remembered. I just saw your comment, Sarah. Gravity in the ocean, swim in all directions. It's basically space. Okay. First, I didn't think I got any ink on here, but it just flows right off, so hopefully it's gonna work. Let's see. Hopefully it's gonna work. Oh yeah, it's working. It's working fine. Totally fine. I'm inking from top to bottom so that the ink can dry as I move down, and then I have less chance of smearing it with my hand, because that does happen. It has happened. That's why I've learned to do that. Boop. Cute little eyes. Alright, here comes this fellow. And this pen works really nicely on my sketchbook paper. It glides smoothly across the page, whether I'm pushing or pulling it. And sometimes fountain pen nibs do not. Actually, in general, it's not a good idea to push your fountain pen nib. It's best to pull it, to always be pulling it, because it can get bent out of shape. But this one is nice and strong and does not complain at all. It doesn't catch on the paper. And if you're curious, it is a Pilot brand pen. It's the kind of thing I don't think I'd ever go out of my way to buy, but now that I have it, it's quite fun to use and I don't mind owning it. We've come to that part of the process where it's very straightforward work, so I don't have much to say because it's kind of like doing a connect the dots, but it's a trace the lines. There is a little bit of critical thinking having to happen, but not that much. Most of it is quite meditative. Just experiencing what it feels like to draw the pen across the paper. That nice, gentle vibration of the pen scooting across the paper's surface. Actually getting a little bit low, this kind of ink. But I won't be buying any more for a while because I have several other brands of black ink, so definitely want to use those up before I buy anything new. I was trying to remember, what is this line? I think I'm not going to draw it because it was meant to be a bit of beard coming down, but that piece of beard got covered up by that ray. And so it just ends up being a confusing line for me because if I don't know what it is, I won't know how to add any ink details to it. So I'm just going to ignore that and not even ink it in. Make sure I didn't miss any lines. So I'm getting closer and closer to the bottom part. So it makes it harder to ink any lines that I missed. I think that looks pretty good. I am noticing that I didn't really re-add anything to the back after I got rid of that spinal guideline. And I think that he's so muscular we would see a line here down the middle of his back because of his back muscles. So I'll just have that and then have the assumption that it meets up with this fin there. Something I could do is just fill in the background with Photoshop. I think I might do that because I want it to be as evenly dark as possible. It's the darkness of no light, so that'll also save me a lot of time and any worry about potential spills. So I think I'll do that actually. So I always do the final cleanup in Photoshop anyway. Just a couple fishies left. Is that all of them? I think that might be all of them. Now I'm thinking about, is there anywhere I wanted to add some hatching? I might actually want to, just to show these fishies as being different from one another. Some of them have very distinct patterns. Like some of them have spots or stripes. Others, though, are very plainly colored, and I think I'll just leave them as they are. I'm scrolling through. So yeah, this angelfish one, which I think was meant to be this one, has a strong stripe on the front. Turn my sketchbook upside down so that my hand has the least amount of risk of going on any still wet ink. my ink dried up on my pen. Okay. And there's one on the face too. On the fishy's face. There. Who else did I... Oh, here's this one right here with the very unique shape. They also have some stripes. It's almost like a snake style stripe pattern. Let's just do some hatching to indicate that. Plus it just makes them so much more interesting looking on the page when it's just black and white with a single size pen to work with. Okay, who else? That's just mostly silver. This is that one that was a lot of colors. I think I drew them here. But they're all bright colors, so I'm squinting my eyes at the reference photo. And it seemed like maybe along the top there's a difference. Not really because of the pink versus, because this is the one that has both pink and yellow. It's not really the pink versus the yellow. It's the colorful parts versus the silvery, almost white parts of the fish. So that's what that line is for. Who else? Oh, here's this. I'll show you. This very funny, cute fish. Has like freckles almost, looks on the top. I think that was this fellow. Put them close up to Aya for safety. Ooh, sorry about that squeak noise. That was these rings on the vinyl tabletop. So just put some little freckles on the top of this fish. Who else did we draw? Oh, this fish, this long, thin one. The head is very dark compared to the rest of the body. If you're hearing that snoring, it's Aoife. My big dog Aoife's snoring away. There's also a darker line along the back, kind of like the fish that we did a couple fish ago. So we'll do some tiny hatching, almost dots, to show that because it's just so thin, such a thin fish. Who was next? Who did we depict? Oh, this one. So there is actually a slightly darker patch right here, but it doesn't even go all the way across. It's just right there. That's it. Ah, and this one here is kind of mottled looking, with the head being a bit darker than the rest. Not very much, but enough that I'll put some lines on there. And then here and there, it's almost like a leopard pattern. There. Now, what I realize I'd like to do is add to the lines to help show which ones are going under and which ones are going over. Of course, it's all flat. This is all just ink on a page. But I want to show, for instance, that this arm is going under this bit of hair here. So I'm actually going to create a larger line tapering into underneath that. And that helps create that sense of subduction. So same thing at the shoulder. But this bit of hair is actually going under the shoulder, so we're going to do the same thing, but on the hair part. "10 minutes to 10 minutes of the stream to go. So this is great. At this rate, I think I'll finish the ink today. And then tomorrow I can get this digitized and finish up there. And probably have time to start a new thing. I don't think I'm going to add any of this kind of inking to the fish. The reason being, they're so small that if I add too much ink to them, they will start to come forward instead of sitting where they're supposed to be, which is sort of under him. I guess I shouldn't worry too much about this line because I'm just going to ink right up to it anyway. Oh, but we didn't do this fin, this dorsal fin here. Oh, I thought so. I got a little ink on my fingernail. Get that off before it causes a catastrophe. Okay. That's why I keep this little blue shop towel in the bag with all my dip pen stuff. So here I'm adding more ink just to help this dorsal fin stand up away from his body because it's meant to be sticking up towards the viewer, not being flat against him. think that's good though. Now the only thing is, I realized I do have to decide what direction I want this to be in, because I always write, or I have been always writing, the name, place, date, etc. as part of the image, not just for my own record keeping, but as part of the story being told. And that said, even though I originally designed it thinking that it would be facing this way, I'm liking it the way that I've been working on it. Let me wipe my pen nib off so I can take a look at the older ones and see what I think. Because I was trying to get some more variety in the angles I was presenting in this collection of images, so that they're not all going off in the same direction, or they're not all the main characters facing left in every single one, or something like that. So let's take a look at what the previous ones have been. I'm almost full. This sketchbook is almost full. So this one is facing up and pointing up. Baba Yaga also facing up, but she's pointing to the top left, so that's different. Here's the next one. Look at all these different projects I've done this year. This is crazy. Here we go. The Kapel Ishka. It's also vertically orientated, but it's looking over to the mid right, so that's very different from the other ones. Okay. Okay, here we've got Da. Looking to the left again, but not the top left corner. The upper side. And that was the last one, because now we're on Ea. Or Ea. It's Ea. So we don't really have anybody looking to the right. But for him to be heading toward the right, it's like this, which looks kind of weird to me. But it's like I said, it just looks like it could be any way. Oh, this one looks pretty good too. Maybe I'll do it this way. But I'm not sure if they should all be orientated the same way. I mean, it's a sketchbook. You can turn it whatever way you want. But this would be good because it would be looking to the upper right. And I feel like it feels satisfying, because if this is the bottom of the image, even though we're supposed to be a top-down view, but if this is the bottom of the image, it feels satisfying because gravity pulls things down. So yeah, let's have this be the first landscape horizontal image in this series. Have this be the top, which means that's where I'm going to write the stuff I have been writing, which I don't ever remember all the items, so I'm actually just going to pull up one of my previous ones so I can check it. Gallery, ink illustrations. Okay, just look at Da. So we write the name. I just realized that little camera hasn't even been looking at what I'm working on. It's been looking at nothing for almost the whole stream ever since I put the book away. Whoopsie. Okay, so we're going to write the name. which is Aya. And I'll center this in Photoshop later, so I don't have to worry too much about that. Aya. Ooh, this is hard to decide. So it's Mesopotamia, but that is an ancient land. I've been imagining the Maginaturalist being in modern times. That would be Iraq. What's a sea near Iraq? Seas surrounding Iraq. Persian Gulf. Let's do that. It's called Persian Gulf. So we're in the sea anyway. Persian Gulf. Oh, I'm gonna rewrite this. The pen was getting dry, and so the letters aren't the same width. This is why Photoshop is the best. Oh man, I gotta sneeze. Oh, excuse me. I'm sneezing so much ever since it became winter. I mean, basically winter. It's not actually winter yet, but all right. And the date, I've just been writing the actual day that I finished this. So this is 04 December. Should have written it the other way because I'm left-handed. Ah! Oh well. And then this, oh, the time of day. We'll call it mid-morning. So it's light enough that we can see, because if it's dark, we wouldn't be able to see them very well. Now we'll say late morning, so getting close to noon, or maybe early afternoon would actually be better for the brightness. We'll say early afternoon. There. It's hard to decide with this one. There's nothing really time related. Like with Baba Yaga, it was so easy to say, ooh, midnight, that's so cool, it matches perfectly. Or even Da, it was easy because it should have been some time of daytime because Da is a rainbow. Rainbow serpent. Okay, I'm wiping off my pen nib really well. What's our time like? We still have 7 minutes. We can get this digitized at least. Maybe not the editing done. Let's get it into Photoshop. Okay, got that wiped. Let me put the ink cap back on. Put my phone back on the charger. I have a few things to do to be able to scan this. First is actually turn on my scanner. Then next I'm going to move my microphone so that it's closer to my digital workstation. So I'm going to mute it. Okay. That's moved. I need to move my mouse and keyboard over to the digital workstation. And meanwhile, this is drying. All those last bits of ink are drying. And then I move my secondary monitor so I can see it from this workstation. And now I think we're ready. I'm going to take this, my sketchbook, open the scanner. Let me turn on my desktop capture source. There we go. And get my scanner going, scanner software. Real quick, I'm going to swipe using my swipey brush. Any little pet hairs or dust or anything on my sketchbook and also on the scanner glass. I'll pop this in here, close the lid. And we're going to do preview. Wait, I was saying that we had time. We're over time. Well, whatever. I got started late, so I'll just keep going. Looks like it's a little bit angled off, but I can rotate that in Photoshop, so we'll just scan it like this. So we'll at least get this scan done and then we'll call it good for today, because actually we're over my normal streaming end time. But we are right on for the length of time. We're at 1:59 and 30 seconds just that second. So we've got 30 seconds left to reach 2 hours of streaming. Put some lip balm on while I wait for this to scan. I might add more hatching. I'm looking at this image and it's very small compared to the real one, the one I'm seeing on my screen here. And it's looking pretty flat, so I think I might add some hatching digitally as well once I get that really black background in there, the fully black background. Alright, that is scanned, so we've got the TIFF file ready right here, waiting for tomorrow. And now we're well over time, and we're also slightly over the streaming length of time. So let's call it good there for today. I'll be back tomorrow, same time, with the digital continuation of this illustration piece. I hope to see you then. Until then, thank you for watching.